What's up, everyone? Today we're in Long Beach, my old stomping ground where I grew up. We're going to be going on my buddy Matt's boat. We're going to go try and catch some white sea bass and paddles verdes. Stay tuned, let's do this.
Welcome to my old stomping ground. Growing up, I grew up in Long Beach and occasionally went out to the marina, but now that my buddy Matt has his brand new big-ass boat, we're definitely using it a lot more often. It's a gas guzzler, so it's not a speed demon boat, but it's just super fun to get out on the water, especially if you find a beautiful day. Feels good to sit in the captain's chair and just see all that ocean out there. Go past the lighthouse, and as long as you don't get seasick, you're all set, right? So once we got out into the water, we saw a whole bunch of mackerel, and we were hoping to see that there was like a bait ball.
There might be something underneath.
My buddy, he caught this massive calico bass. This thing is a monster goat. I hit a couple, sheephead and some opaleye. Nothing super crazy to go about, but my buddy, he was just like, hey, let me show you how to gut these fish. We had nothing to do. I mean, we're driving back. And he's just like the master fish gutter. It was just funny. It was interesting.
That's a good shot. Okay, so from the asshole, you want to stick the knife in about.
Here's him showing me how to clean out my my sheep's head.
Oh, nice catch. Nice,
man. Hell yeah. And then this is bone right here, okay? So stab it through and try to break it that way. There you go.
Oh, that went to the side.
I'll be honest, I wasn't the best at this attempt.
There you go. And then stick your finger in here and try to drag everything out. What do you think? It might be hard. There you go. There should be like a small little finger groove inside. Just put your finger in and slide it if you can.
I'll be honest, it was a lot more complicated than I thought.
Chuck the gills. Okay, and then right here, just put your finger in and just, no problem. There you go. Hell yeah. It's all clean. So, see about right here? Mm-hmm. That's where I was trying to tell you to shove your finger in.
Okay.
You get everything.
Yep. That's pretty good, right?
Yep.
All right, here was my opaleye.
Thanks,
it's pretty
dude.
big.
You have to learn how to fillet it.
Yeah, the master who taught me right there.
Got a couple sheep's head, got a couple calico, got a couple
Those eyeballs are crazy.
opaleye. Had our little sidekick dog.
Oh, we'll see.
Then I took the fish home and wanted to do a little catch and cook, so I had my sister kind of help me
Pull out the sheep's head first.
pull out these fish and cook them up.
Oh, look at that.
So here I am taking off the sheep's head, the head of the sheep's head, putting it on, and didn't have the best tools available, but I definitely put that head in the compost bin. So I took the sheep's head, cut along the back. I wanted to make sure that I followed the spine as close as possible. Be careful with your hands. You don't want to accidentally stab yourself. But you kind of separate the flesh. Let the knife ride over the ribs. Boom! You get a fillet, and then go to the edge and cut off the skin. Once you get started, you're basically just gliding the knife over the skin and holding it with your other hand, and boom! You have a nice clean fillet.
Good piece of meat. Opaleye. Holy moly.
First, start off by descaling. So I use a spoon and go against the grain, so you say, and get all those scales out. Do it outside because it's messy, and those scales get everywhere.
Gotta compost. Always. Sustain.
So here I just rinsed them off with water, get all the rest of the scales off.
cuts here.
So this is a recipe where you make some slices on the side, and then you soak it in some vinegar and some garlic, and that will take out a lot of the bad kind of algae or kelpy taste of this fish. It's usually not the best eating fish, but if you prepare it right, it's actually pretty good, especially in tacos. So here, it was 4th of July, so don't mind the fireworks, but here I use some roasted garlic. Now put it in the Ziploc bag. Add a little salt, add a little vinegar, and let it soak for 15 minutes. Super simple. Make sure you give it a little shake to get it all in there.
Oh my gosh.
All right, get that pan nice and hot. With the sheep's head, you don't need a lot of oil. It's a pretty oily fish to begin with, so you just get your spices and stuff on there, and get it ready to just sear. They call sheep's head the poor man's lobster because it has a kind of a similar consistency. Man, it smells so good. So after a couple of minutes, give it a nice little flip. Make sure it's cooked all the way through. Oh, look at that. All right, once you're done plated.
Moment of truth. Fresh fish. Just be careful of the bones.
Good.
What does it taste like?
Tastes very tender and soft
Yeah?
and delicious.
Oh, Chachi's a fan of the sheep's head. All
Yeah.
right.
Try it. It's really good.
I will
Very
try it.
light, too.
Let me try it real quick.
It just melts in your mouth.
Let's do this. That's not bad.
I told you, it melts in
That
your
is
mouth.
not bad. If we did it a little bit longer, it might have been a little bit mushy, but that has a lot of flavor. Oh, that extra pepper just...
I told you,
That's
you
good.
gotta have a lot of pepper.
All right, so the opaleye, use a little bit more oil. Just be careful because it's going to splatter all over the place, especially because it has the liquid from the vinegar. But I basically just keep it fried for, until it's done. Usually takes, they're thick fish. So these ones were pretty big. So I did about, I think it was like 7 to 8 minutes on each side and let them just kind of get all the way done and then stripped it from the bones. Had so much meat from those 2 fish. All right, I hope you enjoyed that little ride along with our little spearfishing adventure. And if you want to see more things like this, definitely leave a comment below, give it a like, and subscribe. And until next time, keep those lines tight, everyone.